the topic that we are going to discuss is transaction analysis. What is transaction analysis? So this concept of transaction analysis has been developed by Eric Barnier, a psychotherapist. Now Barnier observed that there are several people inside each person who interact with other people in different ways. It is a technique to understand self and its relationship with others in order to develop cooperative interpersonal behavior. Now, when people transact and exchange ideas and information, they are either comfortable or uncomfortable communicating with each other. Transaction analysis is a technique that facilitates communication, and in order to understand transaction analysis, we have to understand what is ego states, we have to understand life position and analysis of transaction. So now let us discuss each of these three mechanisms one by one. What is ego states? Now ego states represents a person's way of thinking, feeling and behaving. And there are three ego states which are present in everyone: child ego, parent ego and adult ego. Now these three ego states, namely child, parent and adult, they are not related to the age of a person, rather they are related to the behavior that a person reflects. Okay. Now two person, when they are communicating with one another, the communication is largely affected by their ego states. Now let us see what are the three ego states. What is child ego, what is parent ego and what is adult ego. So the first one is child ego. So what is child ego? A child's behavior reflects a person's response to communicate in the form of joy, sorrow, frustration or curiosity. Now immediate action and immediate satisfaction is reflected when a person is experiencing a childhood, or a person is is in the age group of 0 to 5 years. A child can be natural when he reflects some behavior like curiosity, joyfulness, scornful. Okay, and this behaviors or this kind of behavior, the curiosity or joyfulness or scornful, these are such behaviors which are shown naturally. Okay, next one is adaptive. Adaptive child behaves in a way that is reflected how his parents wants him to behave. A reflective child or an adaptive child behaves in such a manner which is being taught to him to behave. Okay, and the third one is rebellious. So a rebellious child has an experience of fear, frustration or anger, and the same thing is reflected in his behavior. The next one is parent ego. So as young children, parents' behavior remain embedded in their mind, which is reflected as parental ego when they grow up. In a simple manner, we can say it in this way, that when a child is getting upbringing in a certain environment, so this upbringing or the kind of environment that a child is getting during his early stage of childhood is generally reflected in his behavior when he is grown up. Okay, so this parent ego reflects protection, displeasure, reference to rules and working on the basis of past predecessors. Now here also in parent ego there are two different classifications of parent ego. One is nurturing parent ego and the other is negative or critical parent ego. So when we talk in the context of organizational behavior or in the context of work life place or workplace, a nurturing parent ego, a manager who is practicing or who is reflecting nurturing parent ego will behave in a praising manner, or he or the manager will be praising the good performers of the worker, performance of the workers, which will help to nurture the behavior of the subordinates. Okay, and the next one is critical or negative parent ego. where a manager will be criticizing the poor performance of the workers, and it reflects the critical attitude while interacting with others. So in this particular phenomena can be we can relate it with the carrot and stick uh, theory of management, right, where for the good performance the manager is praising the workers, okay, and at the same time for poor performance the manager is punishing the workers, right. So this is the mechanism of parent ego state. And the third one is the adult ego state. So in adult ego state, it reflects a person's ability to analyze the situation and take logical decisions. Now, a person who will be reflecting, a person who is able to carry out the adult ego state overcomes the emotional feelings and takes decision based on facts and figures. So we can say that adult ego state is considered to be the most matured, or to be the most logical ego states, where a person puts more emphasis on facts and figures and takes decision based on logic. Now, these ego states are present in all human beings at some point of time or the other. And people respond to different situations in different ways depending on the ego states. Now, here is a picture that shows the three ego states separately. The first picture reflects the child ego state, where you can see that it has been written, I want, I need, satisfy me. This is how a child behaves, right? When a child is in hunger, the child will cry out. The child doesn't know that from where the food will come, but all he knows is that I am hungry, feed me, right? So this is what a person who is in child ego will be behaving, that I need this, I want to get myself satisfied, so satisfy me, fulfill my wish. From where the thing will come, that is not my lookout, okay? The third picture shows a parent ego state, okay? Here you can see it has been written here, you can't, you must not, it is not allowed, okay, where it's more like a dominating phase, right? A person who is in a parent ego state will try to dominate the co-workers, or will try to dominate the people with him the person is interacting with, okay. Here the parent ego state person will be more like, I know everything, so whatever I am telling you have to obey me, okay. So this is what the difference between child ego and parent ego is. And in the center you can see that a picture is provided with reflecting person with adult ego state. So as it has been already mentioned, that the person with adult ego state reflects to be more logical, tends to be more sensible, okay, who takes decision based on facts and figures, and who puts emphasis on practicality rather than personal sentiments and all, right. So adult ego state person tends to be more inward, tends to be more logical, okay, tends to take decision based on facts and figure, is not that much sensitive, all right, is more understandable. Fine. Moving forward, the next mechanism that we have to understand is life position. What is that? So behavior of a person depends upon his experience at different stages of his life. He develops a philosophy towards work from early childhood, which becomes a part of his identity and remains with him unless some external factor changes it. So in case of life positions, there are these basic 4 types of life positions or transactions that people experiences, okay. The first position is I am okay, you are okay. The second position is I am okay, you are not okay. The third one is I am not okay, you are also not okay. I am not okay, you are okay. And the fourth one is I am not okay, you are also not okay. So the first one is I am okay, I am okay, you are okay, which is considered to be the most winning life script, the most ideal one, right? Where a child feels that whatever I have confidence in self also, and as well as looks positively on the world also, right? Where a child is having a most logical way of thinking and seeing the world, where he feels that he is also complete, the others are also complete, right? So this is the most winning and the most ideal life script, where we feel that yes, I am also okay, others are also okay. The second one, where a child feels that I am not okay, you are okay. Here a child feels lack of confidence in himself, right? He feels that what I have or what I feel is not enough, right? And I seek to take things or I seek to receive help, I need to do one work with the help of others. Why? Because others are okay, but there is some problem with myself. Okay. So the third one is I am okay, you are not okay. So an infant who grows up thinking that he or she is above others, such a child becomes an adult focused on his own wants while stepping over others. So this is a very dangerous life script, right? Those adults who tend to project their problems on others and they play the blame game, right? These are the people who fall into this life script. Okay, person like this always makes other feel inferior while feeling okay about themselves. And the fourth one is, I am not okay, you are not okay. When a child decides this life position, the child has an internal struggle with self and the world as well. They end up creating a life of misery while not believing in self and taking decisions that put them in the spot of being a victim. A person in this life script will always feel frustrated and hopeless. Such a person may withdraw or even injure themselves. Okay. Now, these four life positions represent a specific stance taken by an individual that is all about how he or she perceives himself or herself as well as others, right? Now, out of these four life scripts, what we find is that the first one, which is considered to be the winning life script, where one considers, I am okay, you are okay. So this is the most winning life script where a person will be feeling fulfilled about himself or herself, as well as he will feel similar, he will have a similar perception about the world also, right? There will be no blockage of receiving information or receiving, things from others, as well as the person will be confident about himself or herself also, right? The second one, where an individual feels that I am okay, I'm not okay, you are okay. So that is also a life script where a person or a child will be feeling a lack of confidence in himself or herself. Okay, and will be always in a dependency mode on others for their own work, right? The third one, where an individual feels I am okay, you are not okay, is a big red flag. Where a person will feel that what I know, what I feel is okay, but others are not okay. Others do not know anything. So this kind of person ends up playing the blame game. Whatever wrong is happening to them will be, they will be always blaming others for the wrong thing that has happened to themselves, instead of taking the responsibility themselves. They will be throwing their responsibility. They will be blaming others for the wrong that happened in their life. And the last one is the most dangerous one, where a person feels I'm not okay, you are not okay. So this kind of people will be always in a tendency of frustration, hopelessness, right? They will even harm themselves. They will injure themselves. Okay, they will be always in a victimized position, right? Now, finally, the philosophy of transaction analysis mentions that people are okay. Everyone has the capacity to think. People decide their own destiny, and these decisions can also be changed. All right. So this is all about life positions. Now let us see the last phenomena, or the last phenomena of this transaction analysis, which is called analysis of transaction. Now, analysis of transaction is again segregated into two classifications. One is complementary transaction, and the next one is cross transaction. So, what is complementary transaction? Now, you see, many times we feel that there is some person with whom our vibe matches, and we like to talk to these people, right? And then there are again some sort of people whom, if we see coming from one direction, we will run the opposite direction. Correct? So the first one, where we feel that yes, they are our friend and we like to talk to them because our vibe matches. This is the vibe, right? This is what is called complementary transaction. And those people whom when we find coming from one direction, we run the opposite direction. That is considered as cross transaction. As I'm explaining in a very simple way. Now let us see what is written here. The first is complementary transaction. So it is an appropriate and expected transaction indicating healthy human relationship. Communication takes place when transactions are complementary. A stimulus invites a response. This response becomes a stimulus inviting further response, and so on. basically when we like to talk to some person, okay, we do not have to keep on watching what is the time, and we love talking to those people. Why? Because our vibe matches, and the transactions becomes complementary. Okay, we love to exchange our ideas and thoughts with those people with whom we with whom we find that we are having a complementary transaction. Okay, and the opposite is the cross transaction. Why? So this causes most difficulties in social situations. Maybe you should improve your singing skill. You always find faults with me whatever I do, right? So these are the uh, transactions, or these are the kind of statements that we receive from people with whom we do not like to talk anymore, right? So this is what is called cross transaction. Now there is a picture which shows very clearly how this two phenomena, what is complementary transaction and what is cross transaction. So complementary transaction, as you can see, when there is a transaction between adult, right? So we get a very good match in our transactions, right? We like to transact more and more. We like to talk more and more, right? And cross transaction is one where there is a transaction between people of different mindset. Okay, so here in the example, as you can see, when a person belonging from parent ego state is transacting with a person belonging to a child ego state, so obviously the vibe will not match. There will be a lot of ifs and buts. Okay, so therefore it is considered as cross transaction. All right, so this is in a nutshell everything about transaction analysis. As we have already discussed, transaction analysis is a phenomena, or is a theory about transaction, is a theory about communication with people. Okay, how we feel, or what are the different issues, what are the different things what are the different aspects which influence our transaction, which influence our communication with people. Okay, and in course of understanding the transaction analysis, what we have done is that we have understood what is ego states. Ego states considers, or ego states include three particular type of ego states, which is child ego, adult ego, and parent ego, right? This ego states has a big influence on our communication skill, or in our transaction with other people. Okay, the next thing that we have understood is life positions. In life positions, we have seen that there are four basic life positions or life scripts that influences our transaction. The first one is I am okay, you are okay. The second one is I am not okay, you are okay. The third one is I'm okay, you are not okay. And the fourth one is I'm not okay, you are not okay. So these are the four life scripts that influences our transaction. And the next thing that we have understood is transaction of analysis. In transaction of analysis, we have complementary analysis and complementary transaction and cross transaction. So these are uh, the different aspects that influences our transaction with people. Okay, so this much for today, which is covered in our discussion of transaction analysis. So with this, I end this discussion. Thank you.